In this instructional video, we're going to walk you through a virtual EMDR session using the Virtual EMDR Addictions Protocol. So first, go to virtualemdr.com and then, of course, sign in. Which will take you to the profile page. Please note, here on the right side we have the quick links, so you can directly access the EMDR eye movement tool. We have useful resources, the beginner's guide, and also the session history, which will show you the virtual EMDR sessions you've already completed in the past. You can go here if you want to access any notes from your previous sessions. Okay, I'm going to click on the button here to start a new session. The Virtual EMDR program is designed to guide you step by step through the EMDR process. On your screen, you'll be asked different questions, and all you need to do is type your answers into the box. So here it says, how are you feeling today? I am having fear and anxiety, and I am thinking about using drugs. Click on Next. How much time do you have for today's session? So people may choose to do longer EMDR sessions, especially experienced users, but if you don't have a lot of time, you can get an EMDR session done in as little as 15 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the slider here for 15 minutes and then click Next. What are the issues or problems that are prompting you to do a session today? Check all that apply. So you can check more than one box here, and this is kept into your session worksheet. That way you can look at this later and remember what you were feeling, and if you need to, you can even share this with your therapist. So today I want to work on addictions and then unwanted emotions. I'm having a lot of fear, anxiety, around wanting to use in my addiction. I'm also going to click fear, phobias, or anxiety here. Okay, next. So the Virtual EMDR program offers different EMDR protocols. We offer 6 protocols: the standard protocol, addictions protocol, PTSD and trauma protocol, the phobia and fears protocol, the grief and loss protocol, and the depression protocol. Today I'm working on an EMDR addiction session, so I'm going to click Addictions and click Next. In any virtual EMDR addiction session, you're going to use the Virtual EMDR eye movement tool a total of 3 times. The first time you'll be focusing on what's called your desired life goal, which is a vision of the life that you want to lead when the addiction no longer has any control over you. So it says here, take some time to describe your vision of the desired life in detail. What would it feel like? How would you act or think differently? Who would be there with you? What would you be doing? What attracts you most about this? So I'm going to answer, I would be happy, have a full-time job that would let me provide for my kids. I would also be back in school, pursuing my degree in graphic design. I would feel free of my addiction, and I would have my family back with me. Okay, so that's the desired life goal that you're going to focus on while you use the EMDR eye movement tool. Let's click on Next. Okay, now we're ready to use the Virtual EMDR eye movement tool for the first time during your EMDR session, and we're going to do this to do what's called Installation. Installation, it says here, is the introduction of a desired life goal into your mind and thoughts through using EMDR processing. So if you need to learn about the settings of the EMDR eye movement tool, there's a very helpful video right here that will talk to you about how it works. While we use the eye movement tool for focusing on your desired life goal, here's some basic instructions. We're going to set the timer as desired, which is about 2 minutes for this. Adjust the speed, colors, and the audio tone to your preference. Make sure that you're sitting close enough, about 18 inches or 45 centimeters from the screen. While the eye movement tool is on, carefully follow the moving object with your eyes and listen to the audio tones in each ear. And while you're doing this, mentally focus on your desired life goal. If your mind wanders away, just simply redirect your attention and refocus on your desired life goal. So what this means is while you're using the eye movement tool, envision in your mind what it would be like to have a good job, to take care of your kids, to go back to school for graphic design, to feel happy again. Okay, so we're going to click on Begin Virtual EMDR Eye Movement Tool. Okay, let's get started with using the Virtual EMDR Eye Movement Tool. First, we're going to select the preferred background color. I like blue. The preferred object color. I like green, personally. The preferred object size, 50 for me. And these are all a matter of personal preference for you. The object speed that we want. The faster the object speed, the more intense your EMDR experience. I like to go with 20. Which of the 4 audio tones you prefer, the volume you prefer, and the louder the volume, the more intense your EMDR experience, and lastly, the time. So here, for focusing on your desired life goal, we're going to go with 2 minutes. So I set it for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to press start. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, now we're going to identify a future scenario that is causing the anxiety, or in this case, the desire to use drugs. This slide is just an information slide that explains what a future scenario is. A future scenario is an upcoming event that is likely to cause you to relapse into addiction. It could be happening 2 minutes from now, 3 days from now, next month, or any time in the future. So I'm going to click on Next. What is the future scenario that you would like to focus on in this session? So this one for me is easy. I call my dealer. She only lives 2 minutes away. Then I go to her house to get some drugs. Okay, click on Next. So this slide, it says here that you can skip ahead, and this is important because what's going to happen in future slides is we're really going to go through the details of what's triggering you, and when you get really experienced at using Virtual EMDR, you may not need to go through those details quite as much. So for experienced users, you can just click the skip ahead link here. So I'm going to click on Next. Okay, first, what images, sounds, or smells come to mind when you think of the future scenario? You may want to close your eyes and picture the scene. Also easy. I can imagine being at her apartment and what her sofa looks like. And I can imagine what it would feel like to be grinding the pills for snorting. And also, I can imagine the burning sensation in my nose after I do a line. What feelings or emotions such as anxiety, addictive urges, or fears do you experience when you think about this scenario? So this one is also pretty easy for me. I feel fear that I will lose my current sobriety. And I feel angry at myself for wanting to use again. Okay, click on next. Finally, do you experience any physical sensations when you think of the target being the thing that you're focusing on, like the trigger? For me is I feel a tightness in my chest, and my hands start to get sweaty. Click on next. Okay, now we're going to combine the answers from the last 4 questions into your EMDR session target. So the virtual EMDR program here at the top brings back whatever you typed in, so you can review those if you need to. And on the next screen, we're going to combine them into your session target. So targets are mental snapshots, short stories, or mental movies of the problems or issues that you will focus on during a virtual EMDR session. Targets can be disturbing memories, thoughts, feelings, body sensations, or situations that you would like to resolve, such as triggers for your addiction. Here at the bottom of this slide, we have a helpful video, how to select a session target. So if you're new to virtual EMDR and want to learn more about this process, you can watch this video. I'm going to click next. Okay, now we're going to combine your previous 4 answers to make the target that you'll be focusing on in the next part of your virtual EMDR session. It says here to be sure to incorporate any key elements of the future scenario, such as associated images, memories, sounds, smells, emotions, or physical sensations. Please note that when you're creating a target for your EMDR session, it doesn't have to be perfect. There's an old expression in the EMDR community, let your brain do the heavy lifting. Also, as you get more experience with using virtual EMDR, you're going to become better at creating targets. So, I am wanting to use drugs. I am imagining what it would be like to go to my dealer's apartment and get high. I think about using a blade to chop up the pills so I can snort them. When I think of this, I get tightness in my chest, anxiety, and also sweaty hands. I am afraid to lose my sobriety by doing this. Okay, I think that's a pretty good target, so I'm going to click on next. Okay, now that we have our target together, we want to rate our level of emotional distress or urge. The level of emotional distress is a rating from 1 to 10, which reflects your current level of negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, or sadness when you think of the future scenario described in your target. Or you can see it as the level of urge. How desperate am I to use right now? So when I think about the target, when I think about going to the dealer's house, it's a pretty intense feeling. So I'm going to go with a 9. Click next. Okay, besides your target In every virtual EMDR session, you're going to need to be assigned accompanying negative beliefs. So negative beliefs are the internal messages that come with your target. So some examples are, I will never be normal, I'm powerless, things will never improve, or even I'm ashamed to have this fear. Please note that in all the EMDR protocols, we have examples here to help people come up with their negative beliefs. Click next. Okay, let's select our negative beliefs. It says here, now think about your own negative beliefs. What are some of the disempowering messages or stories that you tell yourself that is related to this target? So for me, it is pretty easy to think of. I will never be able to get sober and stay sober. I am broken. And how about I will never be happy or normal? Okay, click next. Okay, now that you've finished desensitizing, the virtual EMDR program gives you an opportunity to make some notes about what happened during your session. So, what thoughts came up? Did you recall any old or long forgotten memories? Did you experience any changes in your beliefs about yourself? What surprised you? Do you feel less emotional now when you think about your target? So for me, kept having memories from my childhood of my mother, and also I had a lot of intense, hurtful emotions while doing the EMDR. There's an option right here to relaunch the eye movement tool if you want to desensitize some more and work more on your target and your negative beliefs. But please note, you won't necessarily be able to fix everything in just one EMDR session. So getting to full desensitization may take several EMDR sessions. And for today, just move on when you feel ready or after 5 to 10 minutes total of using the eye movement tool software. So I'm going to click next. Okay. Now that you have reduced the intensity of your negative emotions, it's time to install positive beliefs to replace your negative beliefs. Positive beliefs in EMDR are empowering messages that you tell yourself about the life that you want to lead and the person that you want to be. Some examples of this are, I can stay sober, I can be happy, or I am in control now. Click next. This page shows a series of positive beliefs. It says start by transforming your negative beliefs into the corresponding beliefs. For example, I am worthless becomes I am worthy. I make bad choices becomes I can make good choices. And if you can't find good positive beliefs by doing that, there's also a useful graphic here that can be helpful in selecting your positive beliefs for this process. Click next. Okay, now it's your turn. What are your positive beliefs? If I work hard enough, I can stay sober forever. I am a good person and people like me. I am damaged, but not forever broken. I can get through this and be the best father for my kids. Click next. Okay, now we're going to use the virtual EMDR eye movement tool a third and final time during our session to install the positive beliefs. Installation is the introduction of positive beliefs into your mind using EMDR processing. So this is going to go much as it did the previous 2 times we used the virtual EMDR eye movement tool. Again, here is a video if you're not sure how to use some of the features or settings of the eye movement tool. This video will explain it. For installation, that's this part, we're going to use the eye movement tool for between 2 and 5 minutes, although experienced users may use it for longer periods of time. Remember to sit close to the screen, between about 18 inches from the screen or up to 45 centimeters. Carefully follow the moving object with your eyes and listen to the audio tones as they move from ear to ear. While you're doing this, mentally focus on your positive beliefs. You don't have to kind of try to focus on all of them at once. Just think about the things that you want. Think about that you're not a forever broken person, that you can get sober. Whatever your positive beliefs are, just focus on them. So I'm going to click on Access the Virtual EMDR Eye Movement Tool. My colors are here. I'm going to set it this time for 2 minutes. And I'm going to get started, and I'll be back when I'm finished. Okay, now that you've finished using the EMDR eye movement tool for installation, you have an opportunity to make some more notes. It says here, what happened during your session? So for me, I kept thinking about my daughters and having memories of them. And also found myself feeling better. Okay. We're going to have another rating here. It says, how true do the positive beliefs feel to you? Rate it on a believability scale of 1 to 10, where 1 equals not believable and 10 equals fully believable. So I had a good experience with installation just now, so I'm going to put it up to 8. If you want to, you can optionally relaunch the eye movement tool here and work on installing your positive beliefs more, but I think I'm ready to move on. Click Next. Okay, when we